What is going on, guys? My name is Ty. I got Kyle here with me and Rodney, aka Sarah, and we are the Weekend Warrior Disc Golf Podcast. What is going on? You probably haven't heard my voice in a couple weeks or maybe a couple months, actually, but there's a reason. There's a lot to catch up with you guys, a lot of updates, a lot of personal things that happen. Obviously, if you guys don't know, which we've probably explained this multiple times now, Sarah and I actually do live in Florida, and if you're not following the news, we kind of got hit like double time. We got double tapped. Rule number two in Zombieland, if you know that reference. We definitely got double tapped by two different hurricanes, Hurricane Helene and Hurricane, what was the other one? Milton, yes.
Milton.
Milton, my man. The like worst name ever for a hurricane, first
hmm
off. I don't
Yes.
know how he could be scared by a guy named Milton, but Milton scared the crap out of us, and it was pretty dangerous. Definitely sorry for anybody who had some, definitely in the North Carolina. I've seen a lot of people reach out to the disc golf community there. Just super cool seeing people are helping out with all the damages that happened. I mean, even then, though, not the disc golf course, just in general, Asheville, North Carolina, and Charlotte, and a couple other places,
hmm
even up in Tennessee, even crazy destruction that happened.
And
So
then pretty much all of the west coast of Florida got nailed
yeah,
twice. So it's been a rough,
yes,
but we're good.
we are good. But that's the reason why we didn't really make it, because we had no idea, because we were all packed up and ready to go and figuring out what the heck was going on. But yeah, we have more updates, and
We did keep up though. We'll get into it, but we did keep up with weekly
yeah.
points and picks. So we will talk about all of that and get you guys all caught up on who was the final, who was the winner. I'll pass
So
it back to Ty.
little tease. But before we do any of that, we still actually have an ad read by Gravity Disc Golf. So real fast, Gravity Disc Golf exists to exceed your out world expectation with unparalleled custom design, disc and apparel. Gravity is creating an atmosphere where disc golfers can enjoy every aspect of disc golf while blasting off with space themed design. No matter what you throw, Gravity has designs on almost every manufacturer and can make your game look great. They offer free shipping on orders over $75. And John includes a very nice note to each customer. Make sure you check them out at gravitydiscgolf.com to complete your bag. And let me tell you, it is out of this world. If you haven't done so already, please go to gravitydiscgolf.com to use code AG10 or TIE DG10 to get off 10% off your next order. And definitely, if you like Alden Harris, he has
Yes.
officially now dropped his signature disc on Gravity Disc Golf. Go check those out. Those are stellar. I wish I had extra money, but at least I get 10% off if I use one of our codes at least. But yeah, definitely go check them out. Alden Harris Disc Golf, signature disc, super amazing. Definitely go check them because it's really cool. But yeah, we're kind of ending the season now. I mean, we're now at the tournament recap. I mean, it's over, it's done. We're going on to the off season. A lot of people are going to be moving. There are 80 players open
Yes.
contract.
What?
80 players.
80?
Yeah,
Yes.
there are 80 players that are open. There's going to be a lot of moving happening.
And
Um,
the new season starts in February, so the moving's going to be fast, right?
yeah, there's already.
Usually is.
Yeah.
Usually I will probably get announcements pretty quick here on some.
Mhm.
Usually the end of what usually November is when we
Yep.
start hitting
Yeah, kind of.
November-ish. You start
There's
hitting the
been
news.
one already, but it's not anybody that I fully know. It's kind of a younger gun, but he joined on a different manufacturer, but he is pro. But it's like kind of like a gravity disc golf, um, like manufactured, or one of those shops. I forgot which one it was, but it was already one move already. So
Oh, Aaron's.
uh
If I'm not mistaken,
Aaron.
Aaron's. Yeah. He was on Lone Star. He was on Dynamic and Lone Star, and he was one of the ones that moved away from Lone Star during that whole debacle. And
Mhm.
then now I did see that he did sign with a or not a manufacturer,
Yeah.
it seemed like a retailer. Which who knows this year? There might be more of that because who knows the money
Yeah.
in disc golf right now? Everything's stagnant again. Everybody has what they have. The blow up happened.
Yeah.
We saw this downward trend. Everybody got those max
Hmm.
contracts when it blew up, but now contracts are not going to be that whatsoever.
No.
So out of those 80 players, who knows on how many of them will even be on teams this year.
Yeah, there's
They
gonna be
may
a
just have to
lot.
solo do it. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, we are almost to that point now that you could honestly live off of tour winnings.
I'm blanking on his name, but the one young gun from Illinois, he's not on a team.
Oh, Rathbun?
Rathbun,
Gavin
thank
Mhm.
Rathbun?
you.
Yes,
He's
but
doing it.
as of right now, though, he's dealing with an injury. He's dealing
Oh,
with a shoulder injury, and he
But
has been out for quite a bit.
but for that, I will say how he did perform this year.
Amazing.
Definitely go vote for him for comeback player of the year because this year he came back
yeah,
strong
he
after
was in the
that.
top a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of things are happening. Obviously, going to be a lot of more movements happening. It's just going to be really interesting to see. I think we're close. Are we? We should be getting close to Ricky's 4-year ending.
Actually,
We should be at the end of Tatar's too, because was she 3 or 4 years?
I cannot recall.
Um,
Because this is all before I remember moving to.
I am looking it up right now.
Because I think it was
So,
back in like 2020 or 2021.
right.
I could be mistaken.
I will look for that, and once I find it, I will let you know.
To
yeah,
know.
that is a good.
So I forgot what Tatar
So
was.
Ricky is through 2025.
Okay, so
Okay.
he has one more year,
He has
which
one more year,
probably gonna stay.
which is this year, this coming up year.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's probably
Kona
gonna.
is through 2025.
Oh, that's all big
Yeah,
names.
well,
Nate
they got signed
Sexton
both
is
times.
next year. Mm-hmm.
Tatar.
Oh, what's interesting, I don't see Nova moving on, but out of the ones that are expiring this year, Jeremy Colling.
Oh,
He sells a lot of discs. He does a lot for Nova. So I'm not saying that obviously he'll move somewhere. I feel like he is where he's at, but
hmm
that is one of those that are definitely a bigger name to keep an eye on.
Mhm.
yeah, that's a bigger name.
Yep. I know
Yeah,
Brody Smith ends this year, and he's feeling like he wants to get back out there and play, which is good
yeah.
because I love
I saw
Brody.
the Twitter on that of
Did he
him.
say
Hmm.
that?
He did
Yep.
say he's gonna go. He's gonna try to go for another
He's
swing.
he said he may not grab a tour card. I believe he said in his podcast, but he does plan on touring when he can and go
Yeah.
throughout the year because he says there is nothing more exciting than watching the championship and everything that went down. And I was just like, that was awesome.
I
I need
love
to get
this.
back out
Yeah.
there.
But I think it's just like he explained, like he doesn't enjoy the full being
He's at
gone
that
that
age.
long. He's
He
at the
doesn't
age.
have,
You want to be at
he's
home. You want
married.
to go support. He wants to support his wife, when she's cheering and everything like that, where it's
Yeah.
like, can I just pick and choose like
Well,
when
he's
I
a
want to
Mhm.
go play?
co-owner for a foundation,
Yeah.
which he makes money off of that. He makes a
Play
ton
And
the
of
he,
money
courses
with.
that he likes and be done. Like I don't blame him. Like
and he has other stuff going on in the background as well.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
it's not just,
He even said, he goes, I am not, I don't need it. If I left tomorrow, like
He's
it's
good.
not gonna, I'm not gonna be hurting. Like,
Yeah.
which I thought it was interesting. I think total cash earnings this year, he made like $768 or 700, like right around, like right under $800.
Mhm.
What's
Like,
they said? That's nothing for him. It's just play the courses that you like or get
mm,
to, talk about it with the podcast and everything like that. Like, yeah, I don't blame him.
So Tatar is next year as well.
Oh, that's a lot for 2025.
Yes. There's actually a lot for 20 next year.
yeah,
There's
80.
there's a lot this year too. Owen Scoggins is 2024. Brody's 2024. Mesa Ford's 2024. Joe Freeman's this year. Uh
I guarantee you, Brody's
Anthony
gonna do.
Barella is
Oh,
this year.
AB?
Yeah, he was only
Yeah.
a 2-year contract. Ezra Aderhold was only a 2-year contract. That's coming up. Corey Ellis, Casey White.
I'm gonna
There was a
say
ton of one-year contracts for a lot of
Mhm.
players.
mhm.
You have Haley Keene, you have Bradley Williams, you have Holly Finley, Nathan Queen, which disappeared. You have Lucky for Infinite Disc, but she is with Thought Space through 27. So
Mhm.
that she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Rebecca Cox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. Chandler Fry, but you just, I mean, Tristan Tanner, Silva, Sarnan, which I don't know why MVP wouldn't try to resign her.
No, I
She's
would keep
played
her.
really well. Of course, Gannon Burrs through 2026, so he's safe. Ego and Simon. Simon's through 2032, I think.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's no, he's
retiring with
10.
them.
He's 10 for 10.
Yep, Ego's
Yeah.
through 2028. Alden Harris 25, but you have Zach Melton 24 this year. You have Stacy Ronsley through 24, but Castaplas, which I could see her staying there.
Mhm.
There's
What is
just
AB with?
He's with
Ezra
Disc Draft.
Robinson with this draft. Yep,
Oh, so
Ezra
he's probably staying.
Robinson, which I don't see anywhere except for Discmania for him to go.
Yeah,
I think that whole group's gonna stick together.
100%.
Well, right now they're a
Yep.
Prodigy. I mean, my question is do you think Prodigy is going to be able to afford? Are they going to try to keep Isaac?
No, I think Isaac's heading over to there too.
Yeah.
I 100% think Isaac's leaving and
I
going
think
over.
the group is going to stick together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what is Own?
She's Innova.
Innova. Yeah.
Okay. Because she's up for a new contract.
Yep. But she's just like there's
She's
some
a
own
top
Jeremy and them.
player.
They just feel in Innova and feels like it'll always be that way.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
Yeah.
it all works out in the next 2 months coming up here. We're
Yeah.
already at the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween's this Thursday already. And speaking of scariness, is I should have just gone with my gut, but Rodney.
So, um, we have a tie. We ended in a tie. I caught up. I'll actually say who we picked for the finals. Like I said earlier, we kept track at least of points, picks, everything like that. And so for the championships, I picked for FPO Tatar, Evelina, and Own. And then MPO, I picked Burr, Ricky, and Calvin. And then Tyler picked Tatar, Evelina, and Holland Hanley. MPO, Burr, Ricky, and Isaac Robinson. And then Kyle picked Tatar, Missy, Evelina, and MPO, he put Ricky, Burr, and Kelvin. And so our final points, I got 6 points total, Tyler got 5 points total, and Kyle got 4 points total. And so overall points for the season of the 2024 season was myself 90, Tyler 80, Kyle 90. So I think I don't know what to do. Like we literally tied. I caught up to him. I was worried that we wouldn't that Kyle was going to take it because he had 2 points ahead of me and I squeaked it out.
Yeah, I should have picked who I said I was going to pick. Because even after I did my picks, I said Gannon's probably going to win. She probably should have gone Gannon, but just Ricky feels right. And going into the last round, Ricky was right. And then same as I said, I'm picking Tatar because obviously we all love Tatar, and I would love to see her win again. But I said you can't out, Big Money Missy though. It's a big tournament, cash money. Sure enough, her
She
nickname
came
is
out.
on.
Mhm. Yeah, I should have known for Tatar. I should have swapped Tatar. I had Missy at one point. I almost did a clean sweep on the men's for the longest
Yeah.
time. Then Isaac finally randomly stopped, and all of a sudden I got the wrong Robinson brother.
I know.
So I feel like I should have gotten a half a point there. So it should have been
Or until
should have been
literally
4.5.
until day 4, Tyler had a cool, like a perfect card. And then that day 4 hits and you're just like, wait, what's going on?
So mad. I thought I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Which I want to change up the rules a little bit next year, which obviously we'll go through the new rules in the newer season. We'll kind of go through and have a better layout and make, a cool graphic and stuff like that. Like we'll do some
Of
fun stuff
course, we'll get
with
some
it.
graphics
But
up and
I
everything
definitely want
else.
to change a little bit of the rules slash I do want to add more point stakes and then also um yeah, and just kind of go on from there. And then like we'll just make it a little bit more
I
just
am just
more points.
I'm just disappointed because I won the first year. And you're telling me I tied
Yeah.
this year? That's annoying.
I gave it to you this one too, so
No,
I just threw it at the. Yeah, I mean, technically, I kind of did because if we went by half point for Tyler's rules, I should have received like one more whole point because a half point for Missy and Gannon.
whatever. So yeah, I kind of already had a cool idea because I was confident that Kyle was going to take it. So I had an idea for if you, I mean, you guys wouldn't know, but Kyle's birthday is actually on Christmas. So as like a birthday Christmas gift, I was like, well, he's gonna win. So I have a cool idea as a gift, like a trophy.
Yeah.
So I might still just do it regardless because like it's a cool little display thing. Um, it's from Orlando, but if Tyler understands what I'm saying.
Hmm?
Okay. But yeah, because we were gonna make a trophy, but this year it's gonna be a scratch because it's a tie.
Mhm.
So hopefully 2020 2025 we can present you guys a cool little trophy because we tied it out. But
Yes.
We'll make it happen.
we'll make it happen. And then I'm excited if we're gonna do some changes for it. Instead of me just I literally keep track of it all on my
Yep.
phone.
Yep. And as you said,
So
we'll come up with some graphics to throw on
and
the
then we could
screen.
post them on if you guys don't know, we do have
Social.
a
Mhm.
social media. We have Instagram. I'll have Tyler put it if he doesn't already down below. We'll post those graphics so you guys can follow along. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll just keep improving and getting better.
Mhm.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we thought this season was. I gotta ask you, Tyler, not Tyler, I'm so sorry. You were with me. We talked about it. How did you feel, Kyle, about Ricky's ending of his, I got second place speech?
Oh, I was fine with it.
That was for points, not
For
for
points. The I'm disappointed, I'm mad, and walked away.
Oh, like you talk after, yeah, because they found him and they did an interview after he just lost and blew a six-stroke lead. I mean, but that's who is happy in that situation. And it's not that he did it. He even said, good for Gannon or whatever else. But I have no issue with it because it's raw emotion at the time, which we need more of. And on top of that, you go to anybody, any sport, and let's not talk to the guy that just won. Let's talk to the guy that just lost it barely moments afterwards. That's what they're looking for, is that like
Yeah,
emotion.
the
That's
emotion.
what you need. It's like if we, watching hockey and the Blackhawks just lost the Stanley Cup and they went up to Connor Bedard and said, "Hey, Bedard, how are you feeling right now?" He's gonna be emotional, he's gonna
yeah.
be mad,
Yeah.
he's gonna be
I,
pissed.
I think they need
That's
I
to
a
have
good
switch
nothing
it.
wrong with it.
They need to switch it into more of like a press conference, like how they do like
give him a
for other
break, give him
sports.
a
Like
breather.
Mhm.
let them go recharge, kind of refresh,
Well, because
and
like
then sit down and do like a more press conference style like
Right,
tournament. Like we
right.
have the
because
tournament central already. Like
exactly.
let's utilize it.
But 100% they went in there looking for
Oh, and
that
they knew
and
he
they
would
got
give
it.
it.
Hmm.
Because when we watched it, I was like, oh, I didn't like that. Like, I understood, but I was like, if I was a fan waiting, like, to be like, thank you guys for showing up, whatever, he literally grabbed it and was like, I'm mad. Just like walked away. Wasn't there for photos or anything. I was like, Oh no. Like I'd
Well,
be
you
like
just went and
they all
but
stood there like, what
that's
do I do?
this is also why I mean he just lost what 35,000
I know it's a different
compared.
outlook.
It's a
Like,
whole different thing. This tournament's a whole different thing. It's about the money. It's why it's a
yeah.
lot more exciting. There's a lot more emotion in there. This is why if somehow disc golf can actually get more money instead of as they talked about it hardcore on Tour Life, just player money from buy-in fees and everything else. And then
Mhm.
there's like one random person's like, oh, we'll kind of match it up. If you can actually get money that they're going to these tournaments and they're not having to pay themselves in,
Yeah.
like these ones where it's $35,000 for the winner, that's not because of buy-ins. Because this is what they're honestly doing is they're gambling their own money in this. You sign up
Mm-hmm.
for the tournament, you're gambling your own money to get part of
Yeah,
your
you're
pool.
gambling every week.
Yeah, you're gambling every week. If you can get the sport to where it is like golf or anything else, where these prize pools are huge and like 10th place is still a big payout and stuff,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot more emotion out of these guys. You're going to see a lot more emotion out of everybody. And you're going to see some crazy excitement disc golf. I mean, even Gannon Burr going into this, even though he's 6 strokes down, hole one, fist pumped. And then
Yeah.
Ricky,
Just
what was it? Whole about halfway through, or it's at 14, 13, somewhere around there. He smoked that massive putt, raptor leg, yelled because he knew he was back up 2 strokes. That's because you're playing for big money.
money.
That's excitement. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
disc golf just hasn't grown like that yet.
I
And it's
can't.
No,
I can
the
imagine
thing,
when we start hitting like a $500,000. Like,
oh
no
my
one's. We're
gosh.
gonna we're gonna finally get away from this whole friend mentality, and like, it's gonna actually
Yeah.
everyone is going to
Mhm.
play like
They're gonna
they
turn
want
it
it.
off the moment they hit the course because like somebody pointed out, like Gannon is the most takeaway from a season. And someone's
Oh,
like,
200,000. It's
yeah,
insane.
it's insane for disc golf, but someone's like, it's so sad of the difference because for golf, that's like 10th place. You know what I mean? So it's like, we'll
Mm.
get there,
Especially
but
like
it's
way
like,
less.
yeah, but he's like incredible of what he just accomplished, like insane. But it's also like, man, like we'll get there. It's a newer, technically sport, even though it's been around for a long time, but for visual, like it's been newer. But I
That
just
is
think
why,
it's,
too, when they do play back, there's 2 events I think they said they're putting on CBS.
oh, I love that.
I think it's CBS. Is it CBS? Shoot, I don't remember. I know I'll have to look it up now. They are actually putting it on TV again. And this is when we need everybody that watches disc golf go watch it so they can see that there is
The
rating.
ratings.
Because if you can get more eyes on it and everything else, and they see that it does well, this is how you can possibly help getting more, maybe a possible smaller TV deal. You get just
Mhm.
sponsors being like, oh, what's this? Oh, people are actually watching this. We should put money into this. This is so definitely watch that. I got to look up though what the exact dates are,
I mean, like,
but
definitely this
that
year
is coming
though,
up.
it's getting better with it because I mean, like, we had like chess.com this year for
Mhm.
sponsorship. Obviously,
CBS
we
Sports.
this is the second
CBS
year.
Sports.
This is the second year we've had Barbasol shaving
Yeah.
cream doing it. So
Yep.
it's like we're getting
We've
some, but it's like
Yeah, because a lot of like for example, like Iowa, don't get me wrong, it's a smaller, but they're dedicated to sponsoring like that whole, and it's that whole fun thing. So if more places, because one, disc golf fans are very respectful of courses, just like disc golf players, where I feel like if bigger sponsors, like you said, if more people see that, they're gonna want to put money in.
Right.
yeah, we just gotta get there. It's just I honestly we need to get some sort of drink involved, like energy drink wise
Yes.
or whatever. There was that split second that Hall was technically a like an ambassador or something with Celius, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was doing that for a little bit and then that kind of died quickly. But we need like We need like a Monster or a Red Bull or a Ghost or
Because the thing
something. And
is
then
it's exactly what bringing it up, but like Warp Tour did. It's Tyler and I were just talking about this. They used the cans, but on the can it said water. So when they were walking around, they just had canned water, but it was labeled Monster. So everyone's like, oh, they're drinking a Monster. They could do the same thing for disc golf. They can have the can, but it's literally just water in it, but you're showing it, you're promoting a product,
or you just get Liquid Death to sponsor.
or Liquid Death would be the easiest. So
I mean, that's Monster's a massive branding deal with motocross, which I watch,
yeah,
Supercross motocross,
Mhm.
massive deal there. And that doesn't mean that it's the only drink that people players or racers are drinking, because the fact that there's also Rockstars sponsors certain Red Bull sponsors
Yep.
certain riders and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So if you can get these bigger sponsorships in on this, it does
it's
help a lot.
and it's easy product placement, and you get your,
But
it's
it
not a
just
hard.
it's easy. Like, and then you could simple player pack even. Like they sponsor it and then immediately like everybody gets a can of the latest drink or whatever. Like, so if it's like a rock star or whatever, like everybody gets like a can in their thing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens with double G jerky, like especially for a
Oh,
lot of those smaller tours that are tournaments that I've done, they will have where it's like, oh, we got double D jerky for you
you've
guys. Like
you've
here,
gotten the
get you a pack.
jerky or hot sauces.
But those are local places though. Those are local
Oh,
places sponsoring.
oh, okay. So I was
So
like, you've
the
always
so
gotten a
the
hot sauce,
Baytown,
but
so the
no.
Bay County ones, they actually have a recurring client that will sponsor them, and it's a local hot sauce shop, and they make their own hot sauces. And so they have a contract though for anytime there's a tournament in Baytown, the Baytown I'm sorry, Bay County disc golf course, they will give out hot sauces to all the people. So like a
Yeah.
little bottle, which I've tried two of them and they're amazing.
So
They're
yeah,
great.
there's so many things that you could go, and I'm very much so expecting, like you said earlier, like Paul already had kind of one. I could see him getting one, like, or Tatar, or even Burr at this point. Like he's a bigger name now where he could probably get
Mm-hmm.
something, and that will bring attention,
I mean, at this point,
Legos.
Legos might actually sponsor him. That's all he talks
So
about.
yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. It's about getting sponsorship. That's why, like I said, we have CBS. So CBS Sports to air 2024 Discraft Great Lakes Open and 2024 DGPT playoffs presented by Barbasol, October 16th, 2024. They're thrilled to announce that CBS Sports will air condensed coverage of 4 additional 2024 DGPT events. Those events is the Great Lakes Open, Green Mountain Championship, MVP Open, and then the Pro Tour Championship. So we got 4 events coming airing on CBS Sports. Like I said, the broadcast will be produced by Dromez Pro in collaboration with, of course, DGN. But this is what I'm talking about. What we will need to uh, figure out to get. If you watch disc golf, watch this. It will really help out. I don't believe they have an actual date yet on when it's
So
airing.
they're the previous, like the last tournaments, but they'll be airing it on
Yep,
the. Ooh, okay.
on CBS. So keep an
Okay.
eye out for that, and keep an eye out for news on when those will air, because that'd be huge. 4
That's
events to watch. That, I mean, it'd be good to get people to,
tune
obviously.
in, watch, and that's good. They'll calculate those numbers if it's worth for them to um continue doing so, which is
Exactly.
awesome.
On
Yeah.
top of that, a little bit more on the Disc Golf Pro Tour going on right now. Anything news on them? Before we obviously move on to talk about our own stuff going on, updates and everything else. Just a few more things really quick. Obviously, the season did just end. It's time to get your votes in. The voting is up for Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, all that fun stuff that is going on the Disc Golf Pro Tour site. Just go ahead. It's right on the front page. Click on that. Get your votes in because obviously it's always fun to vote on this stuff.
I
And
did
it's
not
interesting to
even know
see.
that was a thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. They have end of the year voting.
It's all for voters. If you have a
Oh.
PDGA, you should vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, so just go to the Disc Golf Pro Tour website and it's all right there.
Mhm.
Also, one last thing. I know the season itself has ended, but of course, Disc Golf Network, Joe Mez try to keep things moving during the off season. Just give you anybody some kind of content. Joe Mez Pro's putting game's coming back. I missed that.
I did too. I really
I
missed
missed
it.
that. So, actually, the first episode's out. I didn't even realize that.
So
Oh.
it
So,
played right after the final round.
mm,
So just
Oh.
go back to NPO's final round of
And
the
it closed.
championship, and right after the interviews, it plays the first official round, or it plays the first official, um, uh, whatever round or whatever they do.
Yeah,
right,
for the
right.
putting.
hmm
Yeah.
So we have the punting game back, which, like I said, I did miss that last season. They did not do that,
Yeah.
which I was sad because I enjoy watching that. But that aired Sunday, October 20th. That was the premiere. And then Monday, November 4th is the YouTube premiere.
Oh, okay.
So the October 20th season premiere airing after the championship, as Ty said, on DGN Pro and Standard and Joe Mess Patreon. So if you do have DGN, you can watch it now. But if
Mhm.
you don't, it is coming out Monday, November 4th, YouTube premiere at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Joe Mess Pro channel.
Yeah.
So that is back. Excited to see that back again because, as I said, I was super stoked about that. They
And that's
also
only
go
reason why I know about that is because during the commentary while they're waiting for interviews, I forgot who it was one, but they mentioned it quickly. They're just like, "Oh, make sure you guys stick around because you're going to see the sneak peek of the first episode of the
right.
putting, thing." So that's literally the only reason why I knew is because I was actually listening to them for once.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I think I unmuted the TV finally. So
That's funny.
so I was
So
like,
if you do want to watch one more tournament in action, they do have the DGPTQ Series Final, which is a qualifier for tour cards for players that are trying to get, the back end tour cards. That will be aired November 22nd through November 24th. That is coming live to you from Brooksville, Florida.
Oh.
So it's the last
because that's the first stop.
battle. It's the last battle for a chance to secure a spot on tour with the tour card. So that
So
is
not
coming.
everybody has to do that. It's just people that are at the cutoff line.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot what year they brought this out, but they got to the point where you now need an actual card to be able to tour the whole
The whole thing.
season. Yeah.
Which makes sense. You don't want it overpopulated. Like they already have a big number of people.
And they're trying to get as
Right.
close as possible of being golf, but they're still way far behind.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
And then another thing coming out is Catch with Brian Earhart, which Brian Earhart's content's always good. It's laid back series with casual interviews. While they play like a game of catch and everything else like that, and they just talk stories and everything else.
And
Good
that's throughout
series.
the season, right?
That's Joe Mez channel does have, I think, the first season already out.
Yeah, I watched a
But
couple.
yeah, that's out there. Which I still gotta watch the Paul Macbeth thing they did.
I watched the
Um,
AB one, and I believe he did a Gannon Burr. I might be
yep, Gannonberg did
mistaken,
one as well.
but I think because it's funny because they just obviously throw just hybrids. So I think that was right when the glitch came out or something, and they threw it or
Mhm.
something like that. So he likes to just stick with like hybrid frisbees.
Mhm.
So
If anybody is interested in course design, Finding the Lines is also back, and that will follow Paul Macbeth and
Oh.
White Sox old pitcher Dylan Cease.
mhm.
They're working on a course in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So that will be on there on DGN as well. If you're curious course design, especially in the mind of Paul and how he views courses and sets up courses, that is also on there. And of
I don't
course,
know how close
the
that
end
is
of
to us.
season,
I was going to ask you the same thing, how close that was to us.
and
Chocolate.
then of course the end of season awards is going on, and that will be you get to do those votes on there. And then Nate Doss had a good sit down interview. That's worth a watch if you have not checked that out. But other than that, that's a lot of the Pro Tour news and what's coming up on, if you want to stay involved in some way with the Pro Tour, that's the thing. If not, if you have anything else on the tour itself before we move on.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama is 4 hours away from us.
It's an easy drive. Interesting.
It's literally it's the same way that we normally would drive coming up to see you guys.
Oh.
So we literally go through exactly what we normally go through. Because we normally are in Alabama the whole time.
Right, right. Yeah, 5 hours to Alabama.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I've taken that drive.
Yes. I think that's it for pro for the tour. Tyler, do you have anything on it?
Bro, now, I mean, they just only thing that I'll just say this again, which is probably beating the dead horse by now, is I don't like the placement of worlds because after worlds, I I just feel
Mm,
like this season's done and I don't lose interest. It's just I tend to because for me, Burr months, like no pun intended, not getting Burr, but Burr months though, like September, October, November, December. Um, it's always a lot of work and like meaning like I get more busier and just things are happening and holidays are coming up and so you're just trying to get everything all taken care of. So like to me, there's not really much to look forward to. Obviously, the championship is great to watch and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, D-Glow is always fun to watch too. But it's to me though, it's still weird how they have it where it's like worlds, then like another like two majors of some sort, and then we start getting into the playoffs. So it's just to me, they need to just make it where it's like after the championships, then like worlds,
mhm.
it's like
I
it's almost like an all-star thing, which
Mhm.
ironically we normally have the all-stars at the beginning of the season though. But it's just like I just think that worlds should be more like it's
And
opened.
that should be the championship.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
should yeah.
World should be the
a
championship.
lot
Yeah.
more players talk about worlds than I hear them talk about championship. Of
Oh, it's
like,
because it is.
Well, yeah.
and then like that's why I was like when I first started getting into it, I was like, oh, the season's over. And Tyler's like, no, this is just worlds. I was like, I don't
But at the
know
same
what's
time, though, it's difficult to get into championships because you have to have the points to be able to get in, and
Mhm.
then they only take the top however many people, and that's it. And
Mhm.
so it's like that championship is still difficult. I just feel like
Oh
they should
yes.
swap it where it's it should be after the championships. They should cut the championships even further and do strictly like worlds with the top however many people only. And it's like an elite series. I don't know. I just feel like they should make it more um more with teeth as opposed to how they are, because they almost make Worlds as like the green jackets from Masters almost, like in golf, like they almost treat it like that, and it's just like, but there's nothing really special for World's Championship here in disc golf. I don't know. I just to me, it's still kind of a pointless thing. And then also, I don't know why they don't make throw pink still a major for.
A major, yeah, it
Yeah.
makes no
I don't
sense.
I don't
Makes
don't know why
zero
it's
sense.
a tier. Everyone's
Mhm.
literally doing it. So it's like
That's
I don't
we did points for it still regardless because everybody's playing it. So
yeah, I don't get that
it should
either.
just be a
So that's only two things. That's like been kind of whatever about. I just absolutely Gandenberg killed it. Like
Mhm.
absolutely he's here. Funny enough, he's still not a world championship. That's the one thing that's just over his head right now. But it's gonna be fun to see that. I just think I think 2025 is gonna be interesting to watch. Um I don't know. I think 2025 could be one of those weird seasons where it's like I think it really needs to ramp up, and if it doesn't ramp up, then I don't want to use the word die. Like I don't think the sport's going to die, but I
mm-mm.
definitely do think that if 2025, if they don't treat it more serious on like making sure they get sponsorship, more money in, definitely fixing the media source on certain things. I get it. The whole woods, I get that whole thing. But definitely though, they need to figure out how to properly market it a little bit better, just in general, and just a little bit of shifts here and there. Hopefully the passes that they created for next year will help tremendously for
I
like
think that
in-person numbers. But
Mhm.
other than that, like I think 2025 is kind of a make it or break it for disc golf. And I'm saying that right now, just for like a production side of it all, just especially me doing a lot of events and like, having to budget events and stuff like that. I think 2025 is a very serious year for disc golf. And if they don't if they don't take any advantage of it, we will definitely be going backwards. And that's just not good.
I think that's why, like Kyle pointed out, that they are trying to air the championship
Yeah.
on CBS Sports to try and get more of a budget for the streaming. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because that all costs, and the amount of people they have on the ground, day rates and stuff like that, it's costly, but you need it to cover it. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for the next year already. A lot of young guns are just gonna keep crushing it, and hopefully more sponsors come in, and we just keep growing the sport overall. It's growing in our world of more people are asking questions about disc golf, more people want to try it, because it's still costly, but it's not as costly as golf is, and
Nowhere near. Mhm.
a lot of courses you have to pay to go to at all. Whereas people are like, oh, what's disc golf? And I'm like, it's pretty much golf, but with your hand, like just a basic.
Mhm.
And they're like, I want to try that. So there's a lot of amateur following of like jumping in and wanting to play, or just like want to walk around with somebody playing just to hang out. So that aspect is growing. Um, we just need the pro to continue to
And it's
flourish.
going to be, I think, regardless, it's going to be very difficult because you have a lot of OG disc golfers that are like, this is just for a pastime sport, and they
Mhm.
don't really see it as being a professional sport to begin with. There's a whole side of disc golfers that are really more of like a very casual play, which is
Mhm.
totally fine, and like that's not an issue. But then there's a lot of people that are trying to make it more serious, and definitely go on. It's still very niche. It's still in that you know younger vibe, even though yes, it's been going on for years, but it's
It's just got
still
a
small,
following. Yeah.
very small
Yep.
following. I mean, I
But
don't even know where we are with PTGA numbers. Are we in the 300,000s?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I haven't seen any posts about being hitting to 300,000 yet, so
Hmm.
I would assume not. I'm guessing they would say something
Yeah.
if it was.
Yeah.
But overall, I do agree with you about Worlds. It's a tournament that should be held towards the end of the year. The championship, as awesome as it is, as fun as it is to watch, USDGC is always a huge, massive tournament as well. And that's right before the championship. So that always is iffy. So they definitely still have some stuff to work on when it comes to, I think, scheduling,
Mhm.
how to schedule worlds and the championship and everything else. But it's a growing sport. Well, actually, one last thing. I know Brody and them picked it up, talked about it, and I completely 100% agree with them. I know they can't do it at every single hole, but hole 10, the way they filmed hole 10 on that high, like they must have built a like rafter thing and filmed it from up top, from behind the person, not up on their face as they're
Yeah.
throwing, but they filmed back. So
Yeah.
you had them back here and you saw them run up and you could see the entire flight of the
Yeah.
disc without even
It's
having to
getting
go
there.
to catch cam.
Mhm.
Amazing shot.
I
Something that
think once they get, honestly, where they need to put their money at is they need to get more stationary cameras. If you really think about it, golfing, they have the more like sports, kind of like how like football has it, where they have the
Mhm.
big, huge. I'm not saying it has to be those, but the big, huge cam like quarters that are live feed where they're able to zoom in like yeah, it's a huge telephoto. Like they could zoom in super close if they really want to. But I do think though we need to get to a certain point where it's a stationary or it's like a by hole like team where it's like a when somebody comes up, they're already stationed in that hole.
Mhm.
And then because we only follow pretty much the chase and the lead for featured card anyways. So there should be, hole one, there's a team of uh creatives. Hole two, there's a team of creatives, and hole three, there's a team of creators. So that's how by the time the chase gets to roughly the third hole, the team one on hole
They'll
one,
rotate.
they will hit the feature card, but once the feature card is done, they will then go all the way to hole four. So that's how they could get all set up and prepared. So that's by the time the people are done in hole three, they'll be there, and just vice versa, and then just keep making that whole situation. So that's how there's always people lined up and ready to go instead of them following. And then obviously we could have creative people that are following with easy rigs and stuff like that. Those are great
Yeah.
because obviously I love what like Nate Perkins has been doing where when they're
Interview.
walking down, there's like,
Mhm.
hey, like how you feeling this moment or what's going on or what's your game plan, whatever. Like those are fun. Obviously, those are great. I am getting happy though that they are kind of doing more of the talk through kind of more of that golf feel that is kind of getting more of that golf sense where I absolutely love as when they do bring it down to somebody that's on the ground, they're like, hey, what's going on, and they're just like whispering going like, yeah, so he has like 15 yards left, and then like, oh wait, he just hit it, oh yes, he just made it in, like like talking it through and just commentating like that, like that is it's getting more flavorful and like it's giving more of that color commentary that we really need, which is great because somebody who doesn't know disc golf, we could definitely start talking now. I'm not asking them to be like, oh, Gannon's about to throw his purple wraith, blah blah blah. Like, like I'm not
You don't
asking
need
somebody
that.
talking about like the what disc they're using. We just want to hear just like, oh, he threw a hyzer line and oh, it just kicked off the tree or something like that. Like same thing with like, you know, I couldn't imagine what would have happened if we were on, Nate Perkins on the ground with the whole own situation when she hits the Mando pole and it bounces off the Mando pole into inbound on the last hole. Like that would have been insane when he like if we got that cool content. Obviously, we got it with like the people inside, but it's just I think that would have added way more flavor to it. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just there's a lot of just production aspect that hopefully we just spend a little bit more money on and market it better. If we market disc golf better, I feel like this could launch very easily.
And it's
Yeah,
more
and
enjoyable to watch. Like you need us instead of like, you know, oh, is your stream bad or is it good? Is it whatever? Like understand sometimes service is just it's not going to be good.
Well, the
But
woods. There's going to be
the
amazing
woods,
in the
it's
woods.
just it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But it's the whole like keep me entertained
Yeah.
while I'm watching. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
exactly. And a lot of camera views can help with that
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I said, I it was that view itself, I was blown away by it. I loved it. I was like, holy
Yeah.
cow, that view was crazy. Um, do you have the share screen
Yeah. Let me just give you access to that.
permission?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't see um what shot you're talking about.
Yeah, 1 second. I will pull it up here really quick.
You should be good.
All right. For anybody that does not know, this is the camera view they had.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
perfect.
Beautifully shot. And this is Brody took a screenshot of this and put it on his Twitter, which he said, obviously, this is the best angle I've seen Joe Mez or DGN use. I hope we get a lot of more of this next year. And I 100% agree. And this is something you can get with the drone shot. Don't follow the disc with the drone shot. I know it's loud, but you sit up back here with the drone
Mhm.
shot
No,
and
this is
just
literally, I think,
this
just
is
camera tied to
beautiful.
a
It is. I think they
tree.
have a something built up, and I think somebody's standing up there filming, and they need to do that. They need to do. I know, like I said, they can't do it every hole, but you should do this on certain holes. Is set up a camera like this, a still camera
Yeah.
that you can see shots like this. And this, I mean, this was able to follow the entire fight of the disc all the way up through,
Yeah,
and it
compared
was
to your
amazing.
right. And like you said, you can see the other cameras, so they're getting every angle. If
Mm-hmm.
it like for a replay, like a cool, detailed, like creative replay. But in this, I can see where the basket is instead of just seeing a low angle
Exactly. It's
and being
blind.
like, I don't know where the disc went.
And the problem with the catch cams, and I get why you use catch cams so you can see the backside of the throw, but you see where the basket is, they throw it, then it switches to the camera, and you're like, okay, there's the disc. I think the basket's over here. Maybe it's over here. Was
Yeah.
that good? Was it not? I can't remember. You get yourself messed up and you're not sure it is. This you could throw it and be like, oh, that's getting close. Oh, that looks good. You get that whole view of it. So
And
this
it's
is something they do need to imply much more.
and it also feels more like we're right there, like
Right.
watching. Like I am right there. Where is it going to go compared to like they throw and you're like, okay, maybe that was a good throw. I don't know because
Mm-hmm.
I can't see anything. So that's a good angle.
Amazing angle. So
And
they
it's
definitely need to get more of that.
and
So
it's not hard like to set up a camera up in a tree. Like if
yeah,
you don't
right.
need a person, you can just put a live camera up there and have a screen down on the ground to make sure it's still running.
Mm-hmm.
But they have feature hole cameras like in the DGN Pro
Mhm.
tab. They have what's called feature holes. Well, they have those already where it's just like a live feed for like certain holes. But I just the last time I saw one of those, it didn't really make sense because they don't it's stationary, yeah, but it's not the best angle or
Mm.
use of it. So um but yeah, I mean, like it's getting there. Like I said, like that's the only thing, and like the only reason why I'm nitpicking that is obviously that's my profession, and I'm constantly creating myself. So it's just like it's just very difficult, especially I really want to support live, and I absolutely love watching live, and
Mm-hmm.
I do believe because it is technically live sport, like you like if you have a chance to watch it, obviously watch it because it helps viewership and stuff like that. And if you don't, then obviously you need to watch it because even then, like let's like for example, when we're like we missed the final round, but we're gonna rewatch it. We didn't go on YouTube. We went on DGN
Mhm.
and we watched it on DGN, and we watched the final round. You know, we just played it back and watched it as if we were watching it live.
Live.
Like we knew Gannon Burr won, and like
I
it
want to see
didn't
how he
it
did.
didn't ruin it. Like
Yeah.
so, I'm tired of people being like, "Oh, you're spoiling it," blah blah blah. It's like you can't spoil live TV. If you like it and you enjoy it enough, You're gonna go back and watch it.
It's
You're gonna rewatch it
it's
because you're going
any
to enjoy it.
sports. The moment anybody wins or scores or does anything, it is blasted everywhere moments later. So they're not ruining
Because
anything by posting who's the winner right away because
and
it's what every sport does.
and personally, it's kind of nice, kind of knowing like the outcome because it's like how did he get to this point? Like
Especially
what actually
because
happened?
he
Because like
was
it
a
was like
seven
back.
six
There was one
stroke
point it was
back.
back and forth, and I was just like, I'm like, man, like they're talking about a tie. Like they kept talking about like what's gonna happen with a tie and like sudden death, and I'm just like, but like I'm like, did they do a sudden death? Like
We
what
didn't know,
happened?
yeah.
Like
We
we
didn't
didn't
Mm-hmm.
know
know.
how it ended. We just knew who won. So we're like, did they? Yeah, like when you're watching it, it's not ruining anything. It's a, oh wait, what happened? Who had the final good throw to get to where they are? But we're going to be more picky on, like I said, like Tyler said earlier, we're going to be more picky on production and filming and all that because that is our forte. That is what our careers are. Um, at this point, we should just throw in our applications and just.
I don't want to do it.
I know
They
you
have
want
no
to
money.
live. I know. I know.
They have no money. I will do creative. I'll do creative where like if they want some cool like highlight video style videos, sign me up. Broadcasting for
But we're
disc
not
golf?
gonna make
No.
them do crazy throws for promotions because
No.
it hurts players.
No, but I'll do a cool dope like recap of like, Peoria or like whatever. Like if you guys give me media pass, I will easily make a dope ass highlight reel of the weekend
Oh,
for you
that'd be
guys. Like
cool.
I'll make a really cool video now, but actual broadcasting until they get it fixed, no, I do not want to put my hands on that.
Yep.
No, that's too much
Which,
responsibility.
speaking of off season, we're hitting our off season, obviously. You mentioned, I know before the podcast started about, talking about content that you have saved up from past. So we'll go through that. Obviously, you can see here, I'm slowly making something that I'm going to be posting up. This isn't my next hole, which I've been doing a hole on a day on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll be doing hole 5 next year, but this is a whole nother deal that I'm right now
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
posting up. So got that coming out. I don't even know. I might even snip this and go to YouTube so I can get people commenting on YouTube to help me out. So
Mhm.
for a sneak peek, it's something to try to get people to comment and help me out because this off season I definitely want to work on my form because I still
Yeah.
elbow dip. So when I come through, I elbow dip, so my arm goes like this, which creates the swoop instead of keeping it like this straight
Mhm.
across. I go like this because I pull and my arm goes like this, like so when you're pulling through instead of just going straight through like this, my
Mhm.
elbow because I'm so focusing on trying to get the nose down that I go like this and
Oh.
look at my elbow because I'm trying to get my force the nose down. Elbow goes down, so you come from here down and look how that instantly swoops
Yeah.
and rounds. You see how just that little bit movement of making sure the nose is down, how that changes instead of just keeping it here and coming through. So
Good stuff.
I know that's something I noticed watching this and stuff like that, but that should be getting posted up there too. And I might throw it on my YouTube as well, just to
Might
see
as
if people on
well.
there can help me out on there and give me feedback and everything else. And
Any feedback is
form
helpful
change.
feedback.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ty, content.
So we have some we have some podcasts that we have not released, which we what we're going to do is we're going to post it for you guys. So that's how there might be a couple weeks that you might get like a double pod. And some of them might be just older content. So there's just a lot that we actually have not been able to post because of just craziness of what's happened. We went on a live moment, so obviously this is pre-recorded. We're going back to this format because it's a little bit easier. We're still kind of small. This is our official first year. Yes, we did take a couple breaks here and there, but we're still trying to get the groove on things and just certain content creating stuff like that. Completely to be transparent with everybody, this year has been one of the most stressful years for me for personal reasonings of like just getting back into the freelance realm and just you know being able to find work for just, content creating for other people and stuff like that, which has been better. But which with the process of that, if you haven't noticed, um behind Sarah, there is a moving box. There's a very strong likely, which I did actually get a text finally from my landlord. I have no idea what she said because it was super long, but there might be a chance that Sarah and I might be moving. Now we're not moving out of the state. We're still living here. We're actually moving about 10. I know. Trust me. If yeah, if I had the money and like be able
Yeah,
to,
if we had a guaranteed job, we would go back.
100%. Chicago, easy. We talked
Think
about it.
of
We
all
watched
the weekly matches, monthly matches we can get going on, and everything else.
So hold on. We watched 8-Bit Christmas, which is actually technically
Based in
8-Bit Christmas
Batavia.
is based in Batavia. I'm just like, man, like I could live in that house. Like, no, if we ever moved back to the Midwest, it'll be Chicago,
Which is only 2 hours from.
which is only 2 hours. But anyways, what I'm trying to say,
Batavia is only an hour and a half.
oh my gosh. But basically we're moving like not even 10-15 minutes on the road, but because it's in the back way, it shaves off almost half the time to go to my home course.
Because we avoid all lights.
Huh?
Because we avoid all the traffic.
Yeah, you avoid all the traffic and all that stuff. So yeah, it cuts it in half. So now my 45-minute, almost 50-minute traveling now cuts down to like 20-25 minutes. So like I know that's not much, obviously, but for me though, it's a lot because you're talking to somebody that literally drove like 5 minutes down the road, and I was at the nearest, park or course or whatever in my old house. So that is already giving me a chance to potentially make some more content. As of right now, I haven't touched a disc since I think the last tournament I did, which was as that single tournament one, and that's just because of just life and everything.
Yeah.
But we're not moving because of like whatever situation. Is just the factor is like long story short, the landlord wants to sell all of her portfolio homes and stuff like that. She tried to get us to buy the home. I was just like, here's the offer that I will do. She declined it, and I was like, cool, I need to move then. And so that's pretty much it. But like obviously they just basically ghosted her until today, and I was just like, hey, listen.
He's been stressing, but we're
I'm
good.
like, hey, listen, we got approved to a place, and we got approved very quickly. We got approved no more than 12 hours, which they said it would take like up to 72 hours. It took not even like 12 hours for us to get approved, which that feels really good. That means that we're doing something awesome. Right. That was really cool, because like I was really worried about everything, but yeah, it just felt good that happened. And also these people are helping us tremendously, especially for it being a frantic move. They're giving us a lot of cool deals and stuff. I'm not going to go into crazy much of a details, but definitely it's just nice. Which ironically, it's funny. It's the exact house that we're living in now. It's just we will be the first tenants ever to live at this place. It's also only 5 months old. Our place now is it's been built since 2021. So it's been roughly about 3 years, going on maybe 4 years. But this place that we're moving into is only 5 months old, and the person who bought it just bought it and then just furnished it and been trying to rent it out ever since, and he hasn't been able to get anybody to rent it out. So we'll be the first ever people to actually live in this house.
Yeah, because he would come.
So is it set up like yours is now, like townhome?
No, it's exactly our house. Think of our house, but
it's
just
still townhomes though.
But it's more. It's not just a street and then a dead end. It's like multiple, and then there's like more places to walk, a pond. They might be adding things. We're probably going to be gone by the time they do that.
Literally to the right of us, there's construction happening, like more being built.
But our backyard, our backyard goes to actual just nature. There's nothing that could ever build because it's lower, it's wetland. So we don't have to worry. We're on a hill. Like they're like, nothing's happened, but
there's more yard for putting practice.
Oh, nice.
There's trees where Tyler can practice and all of that. And it's all updated. So like instead of our granite countertops, they're going to be the white countertop, like granite, but white. It's an island instead of connected. So there's like minor differences. And the weirdest thing is it's flipped.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna walk in the first couple of days like stare. Oh wait, it's on the left now,
Yes.
Yeah.
not the right.
No, it's
Our
but
like
my brain
our
though it worked out because it's so different because like the floors are different, like everything is just different.
Mhm.
Where it's like it's enough like different of it to for it to not like make my brain hurt. The only thing is that really is weird for me though is it's our room, the primary room or master room, we're gonna call that. It's actually flipped. So on my side, I don't think I think you might have seen it, but like in our room, like my side of the bed is where the bathroom is, and her side of the bed is
the windows.
the windows. The new place is swapped. So her
Oh,
side of the
okay.
bed now lands where the bathroom is, and mine is by the window.
So it's
Okay.
weird.
So, which is not like a weird, it's just not bad.
It's gonna be weird,
it's just going to be
but
weird because like I already know that I'm going to wake up, muscle
and
memory just going to walk forward and there's going
we
to be no
joked.
doors there.
So we have a cat, and we joked, as Kyle knows, like cats get zoomies or
Yeah,
dogs get
the
zoomies,
Mhm.
pea
and like
brain.
they kind of just exactly we joke with her pea brain where they just like have a place laid out, so they just
Mhm.
run without thinking, and we're like, how many times is she gonna run into stuff now? Because her brain, it's gonna be a minute, but
Mhm.
it's all good and it's less stressful. We're saving money. We can make more trips.
That's the biggest thing. And we weren't even doing it for this, that. It was just the factor is like, once we found out that she was trying to overprice her thing, and then also we found out that she overpriced our rent, even, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else around us was paying extremely less than what we
Less.
were getting paid. I was like, you were scamming us. Like, what the
Mhm.
heck? Like, there's no difference. And the square footage is all the same because we actually asked a realtor who has multiple properties here, just like her. She goes, no. She goes, all of them the same. You guys are getting scammed by her.
Yeah. Sadly, that realtor though doesn't have a place until January, and we just didn't want to risk.
Yeah, yeah, something happening, and then
And
suddenly
then
you're stuck,
we
and
have
you have
nothing.
nowhere.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I kind of went a little too crazy because like I just wanted to make sure for our safety we had a place. So like that's if she just goes. I mean, like I said, I haven't read a message, but it is long. I could tell, but but definitely it's a factor of like I don't want her to be like, well, I need you to move out to like tomorrow. And then, but if she does do that, then we have a place where we could actually all I have to do is just get a truck and we could slowly start moving stuff over. So
Mhm.
like it
So
won't
you have
be
the keys and everything already? Like you can come in and out of there right
all
now,
no,
or
I'm up to the point of my lease, the lease agreement where all I have to do is just pay the first rent, the first month's rent. And
okay.
then once I click that button, I literally show up to their office tomorrow and I get keys, garage, I get everything.
Mhm.
And then we're ready to
Nice.
roll.
And like you
Yeah.
said, though, as coming back to the disc golf, more yard for putting practice and everything else, so it's all good. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
it's
and
actually, you know, it's funny. Dad actually brought up the right thing. Is 18 minutes a day of doing something like even sports, throwing a, shooting free throws, shooting this. 18 minutes a day and putting equals, I forgot how many in a year. So just think about that motion, just going outside for 18 minutes, just putting.
that's yeah.
It, I should start doing
I
that.
might have to do a series on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, that's actually sounds like a good idea too. But just 18 minutes a day of doing it over and over. Taking 18 minutes a day to go out in my backyard and throwing drives to try to get my form down.
Mhm.
Putting, 18 minutes a day. Just that's nothing in a day. 18
No,
minutes,
it's not.
nothing in a day.
No,
And
because Tyler and I have been walking, and we walk 45 minutes to an hour, but once we just start talking about whatever, it flies by. So 18
Mhm.
minutes, that's nothing. And I do want to because we did create a bag. I do kind of want to learn.
Oh yeah, actually
Um
that's a good video to come out too with for Create Tyler. It's
yes.
like
Yeah.
let's go get, yeah, if you got that bag,
Yeah, I
go
kind of want
out
to
to the
learn.
course and do it. You do it for, especially do an initial, here's Sarah's first run through a course.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But then you could do that, do those 18-minute practices, do
Yeah.
throughout the year. Go
Yeah.
start in this off season because it is off season. This is when to start it.
But it's
Do
also
it
cooler down
now. Do
here.
an initial video. It stays nicer longer down there.
Yes, it
Do the
does.
initial video there, of you first playing a full course, but and have Tyler film it and help you out, and then see how that progresses through by time next off season comes.
Yeah.
That's
Like how much of a difference just the
And
year
and the
makes.
best thing is our course that we like to go to has the red ones, which you've
yeah.
seen in Kyle, where we could just start her off on the red and just have her play those, and then eventually she will get onto the whites. And like that's
Yeah.
MA4, they play on the whites.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'll have to learn because we did meet this couple that live in Tallahassee, and he just became a pro, right? Last tournament.
oh yeah.
But his girlfriend or fiance or wife, whoever, his partner, she plays um for
FA4.
tournaments as well. And so when she saw me sitting originally, she was like, "Oh, another couple that plays." And I said, "Oh no, I just caddy." But so it would be kind of cool to learn. I love walking, I love doing caddying, I love watching, so might as well try.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like also just in general, there are more liked series where there's more disc as of right now, and I feel like in this day and age, there's more beginner friendly disc and also
Mhm.
lighter disc where it's not going to be as you know tempting as or it's not going to be as difficult as like if you grab one of my disc, it may be a little bit heavier or it may be a little bit more too much of a hyzer for you because that's not your game. The reason why I throw a lot of hyzer, a lot of overstable disc is because I tend to release a little bit too late on the right hand side. So sometimes having a disc that is a little bit more overstable, it will come back to how I throw. So I that's the reason why I normally stick with hyzer lines is because I still have to fix my form. Which also I still don't even know if I'm technically supposed to be a right-handed player or a left-handed player because I'm still trying to figure that out because it's still to me it doesn't feel right when I'm playing right-handed. Yes, I've been playing right-handed for the years that I've been playing, but something still doesn't feel right
We
in
can
my
make that a
game.
series. You could try left-handed, see how you do.
And I might have to because I don't know what I'm actually am because I'm still like there are very much a lot of moments playing that it doesn't feel right to me. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot off season. Like Kyle said, it doesn't get cold here until
Yeah.
probably January. I mean, cold for us, like it already is feeling chilly because we're in Florida, but we're lucky we don't get like snow or anything. So we could be outside bundled up and we're good compared to Kyle once it gets dark really early and we'll start getting colder by the time he's like off work. But yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. So like we'll definitely create more of those, which that'll be a fun series of like getting Sarah and with the disc golf. So
Mhm.
that'll be fun. We just gotta get those disc that we made for you, or we need to
Yeah.
get those disc. Um at least some of them, and then you'll be all ready to roll. Um but yeah, that'd be cool.
And yeah, and then Kyle, how was your end of the year
Oh, the
your own
banquet.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the banquet, the end of the year banquet with partnered with Rock River Disc Golf, excellent. Which Brent did say now that the off season's starting, they have more time to do things. So maybe we can get them into a podcast one night just to have them join up.
Yeah.
Um, but no, it went well. Everything went good. We played at Joshua Park, which is like a putt course. But it gave everybody a chance to win. That's the whole point of
Yeah.
it. Um, it was awesome. Overall, we had, I forgot how many people showed up, 40 something, 42 people showed up, which isn't bad at all. A bunch of good old giveaways, raffles. CTP prizes basically almost on every hole. I think there's only 3 holes that didn't have a CTP prize. I took down 3 CTPs though, two $25 ones, which 50 bucks there, and then prize. So I got a compass. and a towel. I forgot it. I think it was it's a mid-range and a towel for the other prize. And then myself and Nora uh, was partnered up and we finished third, tied three with two other teams we went 15 down. So we went finished third for $8. So I came out with $58 plus um
Awesome.
plus obviously the 8 buck, the CTP and that $58. So and a disc and a towel. So came out pretty good. But again, awesome time. People, like I said, there was 2 bags given away, bigger bags, like 3 baskets or 2 baskets,
Wow.
a couple umbrellas, some seats, and then like 40 something discs were given away. I did win. I don't have my bag down here. I also had won a perfect timing because I love zones. I won an AB zone. Crystal Flex zone. So I have 4 of those
Nice.
now in my bag because I won that. But yeah, overall, awesome event, really good time, and can't wait to do it again next year because, like I said, it's always fun and as it gives some like people that show up to leagues every day, no matter which night you show up, a chance to give something back to them at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which is so
They
nice.
catered Italian beef, massacholi, some cookies and stuff like that, and then it was open bar
Oh,
for so
awesome.
people that drink can drink.
Mhm.
I had good old water because I haven't had caffeine or pop, even sugar free, for over a month now. Ever since that kidney stone thing, I
Insane.
haven't even had caffeine. Like that's including coffee, anything. Zero caffeine.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guarantee you those headaches are sucking right now.
actually not bad. I didn't really get them. I think it's because I was more in pain down here
So
Oh,
it
okay.
didn't
that
even,
I didn't even think about it with the headache, and I was popping ibuprofen like
yeah.
800 milligrams a time, like 3 times a day, like 16.
The moment you were able to take a new dose, you took a new
Yeah,
dose.
it was like just over 1600 milligrams a day of ibuprofen. So,
Yeah,
um,
so those caffeine headaches, you didn't even feel them.
nope, nope. So that probably helped out a little bit, but yeah, no,
Definitely.
it was good though. I'm looking forward to that. I am helping host a end of the season tournament. We got that going on next Saturday. We got a
Oh,
tournament, the Clipper. Yep, yep.
awesome. Where is that going to be
20
at?
Memorial
Oh,
and Amboy. So the Memorial High School has a 9-hole disc golf course that Elliot, the person that I'm helping put
the
it on.
build,
Yeah,
right? They just
that
built it.
designed that one in Memorial. It's 9 holes, and Amboy is 9 holes. And Amboy that's brand new built too. So we're doing a $25 only, and you're getting a disc with the stamp on it for the tournament. Um, Gravity sent me vouchers for $5 off one time purchase, $5 off, which is awesome. Thank you, Gravity, as always.
That's incredible.
Amazing. We'll definitely fill out my application again for them, even if I join one of these other teams, because I put in a ton of applications for manufacturers this season. So we'll see if I get any of
And I'm
those.
just gonna stick with gravity disc golf. Hopefully,
We'll
hopefully I
see.
get approved. I didn't do much tournament sadly, but
Yeah, but
um
they didn't. I don't think did they. I don't remember. Did they have a certain number?
they did, but
But
I
I think with the podcast and if content and stuff like that, I think they're pretty
yeah,
good with that stuff too, though. As long as
Mhm.
you're getting them building the sport in other ways and
yeah.
helping bring people to them, it's always a good thing. We'll
Regardless, I will still rep this really cool hoodie because
oh,
they
I
have
mean,
the best
regardless, I'll get
they
it
have the best
same too.
stamps.
I'm still gonna
oh,
be
easy.
wearing whatever with oh my gosh, did I tell you that I met one of the like original owners from the first tournament? The one single tournament, that one round tournament that I played, Kyle.
Oh no.
No.
So um so real fast, I will make this super quick because I know this is a longer one. I forgot what his name was, but he was just like, oh, holy crap, like you're wearing a gravity like he's like gravity disc golf, and I was like, yeah. He's like, are you all like on the team? I'm like, yeah, just like obviously just on the amateur side team, but like yeah, like absolutely. Um was what I do, and I do the podcast and all that stuff like that with it, and like it's super cool, love it. And yeah, he was like one of the original people that worked with like John and stuff, and I forgot his
Oh, that's
name,
awesome.
That
but
is so cool because he's not
but
far. Like the main
no, but
floor
he
isn't
had
crazy
like
far.
he still had like he's like he was mad because not in a bad mad, but like he's like yeah, he goes a lot of the printing became different and like the newer printing, so like all the stuff that he has, he goes, I absolutely love. He goes, we did not do that when I was there. He goes,
Mm.
like they're definitely went in different directions, stuff like that, but I totally forgot what his name was, dang it. So sorry if you're listening to this, but
That's
yeah,
so
no,
cool.
it was really cool though. I thought I'd text you about it, but I guess I didn't. But I mean
No,
that
no,
was like
that's awesome.
months ago though, but also we been haven't been on, I feel like, for months, and so um, but no, yeah, it's cool. I'm excited. I don't want to like talk about the whole like what I'm planning on doing next year, because like I want to save that for like our like New
Oh
Year's
yeah,
Eve
Beginning
yeah.
of the year.
podcast, or like the end of
Hmm.
the year. Like I want to kind of hit different goals and stuff like that. But I do want to say though is like I definitely want to take these next couple months on actually getting back into it. Eventually, obviously, if we're still here at this house or at the other house,
Hmm.
I want to get back into it. And just even some field work, or just kind of getting my body back into it, because I really do miss it, and like um and just just feel for it again, and actually do some
Yep.
fun just content creating. And even with the round that we play with like like Sarah, like if we're doing like the red baskets or whatever, the red
You'll
whatever
still
tees,
throw.
I'll still throw like my putters and
Oh, a
stuff,
hundred
Well,
percent.
and
a
still
hundred
just like
percent. I know you're like you both have said like your forms aren't like you have things to correct. But when it comes to, like for putting, I'm fine. But for the farthest, like I cannot comprehend how to properly throw it. So I will need to visually, even when I go home to Walnut, I'm gonna have to go through and be like, all right, how do I do this? Because I
mhm.
know how to throw a regular disc, but like the proper form, like I see you guys do walk ups. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this. Um,
We just have to slow it
so
down, and we'll show
yeah.
you.
But so seeing somebody else do it, I feel because I'm a visual learner will help me be able to learn. So
Yeah. It's not that difficult. Also, you could start by it's being planted and just throwing it without moving. Like there's a lot of
yeah.
people that do that at the beginning, because like once you get the form of just like planting and doing it first, that's the best way of doing it, and then you can start doing the cross step, but or the X step, what do we want to call that. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's not that difficult. You just have to really slow it down, and it's not really like the speed of it or anything like that. It's just honestly the movement that they've created. It just helps the motion of your body to release the disc in a greater speed than a
Yep.
normal frisbee way. So that's the only reason why it's even created. But
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
But
excited.
yep, I'm super excited to see that, especially if you guys do a video on that. And like I said, the
Yeah.
Clipper shootout is November 9th, is what it is. $25 only, and you get more than what's it's worth for the player back. Like the
Yeah,
disc
that's
itself with the custom stamps, probably like $20,
yeah,
premium disc.
if I wasn't potentially moving this week, because it's pretty much going to probably be this week, their Change Dragon, obviously, of
Hmm.
course, that I always talk about. They're doing a 3 disc challenge on the red tees
Oh,
this
awesome.
Saturday. It's a tournament 2 round,
uh,
and obviously all the same divisions.
oh,
Um,
that's cool.
but yeah, but you only can choose three disc out of your bag. And you yeah, and you play. And but the thing is you have to have um there's like different criterias. You have to have like one disc has to be like an actual obviously putter, but like the other two has to be like a certain speed disc. So they
Mhm.
have like the different descriptions of it, but it seems fun and like I would absolutely join. It's actually like super cheap to actually play in it, but I don't think I'll be able to. And like I'm not even warmed for that, but also just that weekend is going to definitely be like if we're at the new place building it and making it look great. So that's what we're home feel.
Mhm.
So but yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's gonna be too much stress. But that is cool that they are doing stuff. Technically, the last weekend, the Bay County does what's called the Monster Mash,
Oh
which
yeah.
is like a holiday Halloween themed. Obviously, I was shooting a
Well,
wedding,
the entire course is monster themed.
monster themed. Yeah. So they did their famous thing. I missed that sadly. So I think it's just kind of the end of the year. I don't think much is happening, but it's going to be good remainder of the year to practice because I definitely want to get as much practice as I possible at the Bay County one because I
Mhm.
love that disc golf course because it is open. It's more that old open, golf course feel. But those are the ones that I get really close to, and for some reason
Yeah.
I keep blowing up on like the second round or even the first round.
Hmm.
So I
You need to
really
play 2 rounds with an hour break between it so you can see how your body adjusts to what you need to
yeah,
do.
but yeah, I need to just do I need to do the course twice just to see like what I need to do. I really need to start doing that as like a tournament like base, especially if we're going all the way out there, which is like an hour long. I definitely we need to just make that as a 2 round thing. But I definitely want to practice that course as much as I can before the Bay County kickoff. Because I really want to my goal next year. I know I talked about it I'm not going to bring it up, but I definitely want to at least one of them that I really want to work on is I want to win one, just one.
Yep.
Even if it's an MA4, like I just want to win one tournament next year
Yeah. Or podium, top three.
or even podium.
You
I
missed it by like like a stroke
I missed it
last.
by a stroke. I came in fourth.
Yeah. You
I
missed it
was
by a
tied for
tiger.
third, but then the guy actually birdied the last hole.
Yep.
So,
That's okay. We
um,
can
but I did
that
my
close.
best position I've gotten so far is fourth place.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super exciting.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it. I think that could wrap up the this
Yep.
pod for
Yep.
this
I
week.
have plans for next year too, but like I said, we'll bring
Yeah,
those up in the future because we have plans for future tournaments and everything else next year and
That's
plans
so
for
exciting.
different things like that. So
I'm excited, and I'm
more
excited
news
to
for that to
hear
come.
everybody's. So, I mean, obviously, all three of us will have goals for next year, which is going to be really cool. But in the meantime, we'll definitely be seeing you guys next week. Like I said, we'll be posting this obviously on Wednesday. We are going to keep that still true for at least these, but then you may actually get some more pods being released this week and also next week and a couple further because there is a few that like I said I have not released. So there's going to be fun bonus episodes, which I'll make sure I'll put like bonus episode so
Yeah.
you guys know which one's actually bonus and which one's actually a real one because I don't want you guys to get confused because we're probably going to be talking about a tour stop that
Yep.
happened and you probably get a
Hmm.
little confused and then it's just like I don't want you to guys get confused. So but
Yep.
there is some
Al-
good takes though that you need to hear. So
yes, and also really quick, if for those of you, because this video will be posted under videos tab, there were
Yes.
a couple live viewings that if anybody was curious and confused on where our videos were, we had 3, 4 episodes that we
yeah,
did live,
Yes.
and that will be under the live tab, not videos tab. And it's kind of annoying because I wish YouTube would just put
put them
that
together.
together,
Exactly.
like have
The
the
post
live under
recording
YouTube.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
just post recording, put it right into the video section.
Well,
Yeah.
what we could do technically is I could download them off of YouTube and then just repost them as actual
Yeah,
post.
yeah,
So
of course. But
I might do that
Just
for
so it's
those ones,
fun.
for just
yeah.
like some bonus app options. And then just in the description be like live and like or pre-lived or whatever. So like
Mhm.
especially like because our we don't change differently, but at the same time though there are a little bit more of a live feel to them, obviously, of how we talk. I mean, these are no cuts at all. Like, there are some times I do cut where, like, if we just go on a weird tangent for some reason, I will cut it out because there's no point. But definitely, though, these are pretty raw as possible. I don't do much edit at all. If even I do, it's mainly more just the intro and outro, and that's pretty much it. But
Yep.
all right. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
No, I'm excited to be back. Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
Hope you jump back into these podcasts, so you know, watch out for them.
Background might be a little bit different next week, but
We'll
hey,
yes.
We'll see. Life was chaotic, but I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah, it might be a little bit different for the first like couple, but this will be back. This color, or at least something around this color, will be back.
My background will be the same, dark and nothing but openness of my basement, unless I move the camera over to a bunch of different other stuff. But yeah. No.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for listening again. Thank you for the support. But yeah, just keep playing disc golf. Obviously, it's the off season. I know there are a lot of A tiers and B tiers still cranking out for the remainder of the year. Definitely play as much as you can. I know this coming up Sunday, the clocks go back, so bring out those glow discs because it is now glow disc season. And we'll talk more about that next week. But until then, you guys have fun playing disc golf. And my name is Ty. I have Kyle and Rodney here with me, and we are signing out.